Every single year, people ask me the same question. Is Amazon FBA dead? I'm a little biased. I've done $50 million on this platform and I'm still buying more inventory this week. And I'm gonna give you the honest answer here, including who should absolutely not start this business. And I mean honest, because part of the answer is yes, there are ways of selling on Amazon right now that really are dying. And if you're doing one of them, you could probably already feel it. But here's the part nobody makes videos about. While those models are struggling, there's one model on this platform that is quietly getting stronger every single year. And it's getting stronger because of the exact same changes that are killing the other ones. I'm gonna show you which one it is. I'm gonna put my own numbers on the screen to prove it. Then, at the end, I'm gonna give you 3 questions to answer. And if you can't answer yes to all 3, do not put a single dollar into this business. I don't care how good it sounds. First, let's talk about why this question keeps coming back from the dead every single year. Like clockwork, every January, my comments and my DMs fill up with the same question. Mar, I was gonna start, but I saw a video saying Amazon FBA is dead. Is it too late? So let's be real about where that video comes from. Amazon FBA is dead is a title that gets what we call clicks. Fear simply works. Half the people making those videos are gonna sell you the next shiny thing in the exact same breath. It goes like this: Amazon FBA is dead. Anyway, here's my dropshipping course. Come on now. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's all clickbait, because it's not. That question keeps coming back because something real is underneath it. There are people out there losing money on Amazon right now. Real people losing real savings, disappearing every single day. And when they tell their story, it's not like they're lying. They just never tell you which way they were selling to begin with. So the entire platform gets the blame. And that's the key question to this whole thing, guys. Is Amazon worth it? Is simply the wrong question. The right question is, which business model are you using? Because 2 of the big 3 are genuinely getting harder every single year. And if you're in one of them right now, I'm sorry in advance. Let me say something that's gonna sound weird coming from an Amazon guy. If I had to start over with dropshipping today, I would be scared too. Here's why. Dropshipping lives and dies on advertising and marketing. You have no product advantage. Nobody's searching for your store. So every customer has to be brought in from Facebook or TikTok advertising. And every year, those ads increase while less and less people trust them. I lived that. My first swing at e-commerce was dropshipping, and those ads ate my money before I ever got going. That was years ago, and the game has only gotten more brutal since then. So when a dropshipper tells you e-commerce is dead, for him, he's right. Then there's private label. And I want to be careful here, because real brands with real products do great on Amazon. I'm talking about what the gurus sell. Slap your logo on the same product that everyone else has. Throw it up on a listing and pray. I played that game too. I lost $5,000 in 60 days, and that was back when it was way easier. Today, that same product launches into a wall of listings that already have years of proof and reviews. You're gambling on strangers wanting an unknown product, and odds get worse every single year. You see the pattern? Both of those models make you create demand out of thin air. One with advertising money and the other with prayer. That's what's dying. The cost of manufacturing attention keeps going up. So yeah, the funerals on YouTube are real. They're just burying the wrong body. Because while all that's happening, Amazon itself keeps growing. And there's one model sitting exactly where Amazon is trying to push the whole marketplace. This is the part nobody talks about. Amazon has a $1.65 billion per day machine to protect. Sit with that number for a second. Not per year, per day. And the way they're protecting that machine tells you exactly where this platform is going. First, understand the machine is not shrinking. There are 342 million people in the United States of America. 200 million of them have an Amazon Prime membership. That's over half of the entire country. 300 million people shop on Amazon. That's 87% of the population. And somewhere between 37 to 40% of everything bought online in America gets bought right there on Amazon.com. The marketplace continues to grow by 11 to 12% each and every year. Let's give a comparison. Walmart is the second biggest online marketplace, but it only accounts for about 6% of online sales. A baby marketplace by comparison. So no, the platform is not dying. And like I always say, if you want to make things easier, always follow the money. Now here's what is changing, and this is the whole ball game. Do you think that Amazon is willing to risk a $1.65 billion per day business on bad actors selling fake products? No. Actually, hell no. So every year, Amazon tightens the screws. More brands protected, more proof required, More random resellers getting told, dude, I don't know you, so show me where you got this product from. And who sails right through that? The seller with the real registered business, buying directly from the brand with invoices to prove that every single unit is authentic. That is what we call brand direct wholesale. That is literally the definition of it. So the same crackdowns that have half of YouTube screaming that FBA is dead are clearing the field for authorized sellers. Every screw that Amazon tightens remove competitors from the wholesale game that we were never meant to compete with to begin with. And on top of that, the products we sell are everyday items. Think things like detergent, toothpaste, tissue. No matter how bad things get in the economy or the job market, do people ever stop buying toothpaste? Never. So the demand doesn't care about recession, and the platform keeps pushing things our way. That's the theory, but I don't want you taking theory from some random guy on the internet. Let me show you what this actually looked like in my own business, because the jump from 2024 to 2025 tells the whole story. Real quick before I pull up the numbers, if your head is already going, okay, how would I actually do this? That's exactly what my free Amazon wholesale workshop is for. I walk you through the entire model live, and you can ask me anything about the business model or your current situation. Links in the description, cost you absolutely nothing. Grab a spot, then come right back, because my dashboard is about to answer this video's question better than I ever can. And those 3 questions I promise answer to is gonna help you decide if this is for you. Yeah, those are still coming. So while YouTube spent all of last year asking if Amazon FBA is dead, here's what happened in my business. 2024, we did $12.1 million. 2025, we did $15 million. That's almost $3 million of growth in the same year everyone else was filming funerals. And you wanna know the craziest part? Nothing changed. Same model, same playbook, same boring replenishable products that people buy month after month, year after year. Same $0 on advertising and marketing. I still only put about 4 hours a week into this business. We didn't find some secret hack in 2025. The marketplace grew, our brand relationships got deeper, we went heavy on products that were already winning, and the math did what math does. So when you're selling stuff that people already buy on a platform that grows 11 to 12% per year, growing with it is default. It is not a miracle. Now compare that to what the Amazon FBA is dead crowd went through in the same time stretch. Their advertising costs went up, their Me Too dropshipping products got buried, random resellers getting the, man, I don't know you treatment. Same platform, same year, completely different outcomes. That's why the is it worth it question has no honest one-word answer. The model decides it. But hold on, before anybody hears all of this and runs off to go start, we gotta pump the brakes, because me doing well, unfortunately, does not mean this is right for you. I turn people away from this business model every single week, and I use the same 3 questions every single time. It's time I gave them to you. Question number 1, do you have at least $2,500 cash or credit that can sit in inventory without completely wrecking your life? I'm not talking about rent money, not grocery money. Money that can work for 90 days without you panicking. Because in this business, your cash becomes products way before it becomes profit. And desperate money makes terrible decisions. If the answer is no, don't start yet. Save up first. The business will still be here when you're ready. Question number 2, can you give this thing 8 hours per week every week? Not 40 hours, 8, but consistently. I built this while working 60 to 90 hours per week at my government job. So I know the hours exist if you want them to exist. But if you're looking for something that runs on 0 effort while you're sleeping, that's not a business. That's one of those Amazon automation scams I warn people about. And there's a whole video on this channel just about that. If you cannot find 8 real hours, please don't start. And question number 3, and this one filters out more people than the money ever does. Are you okay with being boring? Because I'm gonna be straight up with you. Nobody at the barbecue or the Halloween party is gonna be impressed when you say you sell laundry detergent on Amazon. There's no logo with your name on it, no founder in your bio. If you need your business to make you look cool, go do private label with your eyes open. And I mean that with love. But if you'd rather have boring products and exciting deposits than the other way around, now we're talking. That's the filter. Money that can wait, hours that you can show up to consistently, and an ego that stays the hell out the way. Yes to all 3. This is absolutely worth it in 2026. And I'd argue it's the best window since I got started in 2020. Any one of these 3 or no, wait. Fix them first. That's the honest answer that nobody can fit in a title. So, is Amazon FBA still worth it in 2026? The platform has never been stronger. The model that runs on ads and prayers, they're just dying. And honestly, let them. The ones that run on proof keep getting better every single year. And now you know exactly how to tell which side of the line you'd be standing on. If you're ready to go all in on Amazon wholesale, watch this video next. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, and drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. I actually read them. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Hope this helped. Later, guys. I'll see you in the next one.